Hi guys, today we're unboxing and setting up a 4K security system. So this particular one is from ANNKE. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links. So a couple of things worth mentioning about this system. It's a 4K system, has H265 plus compression on there, so really high compression. Smart playback, motion detection, and remote access on this. This is a power over Ethernet system with a 2 TB hard disk. So the packaging all came in a large brown box. I've laid it all out. So the next thing is, let's open it all up and see what you get in there. Okay, so you know the routine. I've laid out everything you get in the packaging, so let me quickly run through the items one by one. You get 4 bundles of Ethernet cables. 2 are 30 meters in length and the other 2 are 18 meters in length. Build quality seems good, and they have the seal on one end, and the packaging also comes with 4 rubber seals that you'd place on the camera connector. If you had to put this through a small area, you'd have to cut this off and re-crimp a connector on there. You can't reuse the existing connector on this, so keep that in mind. You get a user manual, which is all in English. You get a thank you card. You get a sticker warning 24-hour video surveillance in operation. You get a CD with software on. You get a power cable. Length of this is 1.2 meters. It's got a connector you'd use on a PC, 3-pin plug on there, which is fused as well. You get a power adapter. The cable on this is 1.1 meters, DC connector on there. Coming in close, you can see the output is 48 volts, 1.875 amps. You get an Ethernet cable. It's 1.8 meters in length. Build quality seems fine. You get a HDMI cable. This is 1.6 meters in length. Build quality is good on this as well, and gold-plated connectors. You get a mouse. The cable length on this is 1.3 meters. Build quality is very cheap. This is standard for all CCTV systems. You get a remote control, a light field to this, and takes 2 AAA batteries, which they don't provide. The package comes with 4 cameras. Each package contains these items. So a bag containing raw plugs and screws, a CD, drilling template, quick start guide, and a security key on here. The system comes with 4 cameras, all identical, and in terms of dimensions from there to there, it's 15.5 centimeters, and just from here to this end, it's 8 centimeters, and the diameter over here is 6.2 centimeters. Cable length up here, we've got 22 centimeters from here, and then this chunky part here, that's 4.2 centimeters. The longer cable is 8, and the shorter cable is 6.5 centimeters. Looking on there, you've got an Ethernet connection point. Obviously that's power over Ethernet, so that will power it as well. But there's a connector here for power as well, separately. Build quality of the cameras feel very good. Nice, strong metal construction to there, and very impressed at how small they are. You've got a slot here, which is covered up. So let me quickly open that up. Looking under the cover, you can see there's a reset point there and some sort of connector. Let's take a look at the NVR. So on the top here, you've got some QR codes for an app to install for remote connectivity. Looking at the front, you've got branding. You've got a selection option there. You've got 3 LEDs, so power, status, transmit, receive, menu, escape. Hole over here for infrared, I'm guessing, and a USB point there. Vent at the side. Coming at the back, you've got 8 PoE slots on there. Obviously 4 cameras with this system, but you can expand with another 4. You've got audio in, audio out, VGA connectivity, HDMI, Ethernet connection point, USB, DC power in, and an on-off button there. Coming around this side, more vents. Looking underneath, you've got some holes here for ventilation and a sticker indicating there's a 2 TB drive already installed in this. Next, let me show how to get this connected up. So power cable here, power adapter, plug that in, DC connection point goes into the back here, Ethernet cable just over here, and the other end plugs into your router. Plugging in one of the Ethernet cables. So just repeat this process with all the cameras, and the other end connects in to the camera. And you can see here, if I loosen this, Ethernet connectors just over here, plug that in. The only thing remaining is obviously to plug in the rest of the cameras, and then your HDMI goes there, and the other end plugs in to your TV or monitor. And then finally, just plugging in the mouse, we can just plug that into the front, and that's it. Okay, so the NVR is connected up, and I'm just about to power it on for the first time. So let's give it a moment. System's powered up now, and it's asking to enter in a password for the admin account. So this is good they do this, so straight away you're securing your system. I've entered a password for the admin account and also a password for the IP camera activation. Click OK to that. Now it's asking for some security details. I've entered in the details, let me click next. Configuration succeeded, click OK. The device is activated. Properly keep your password, export the GUI ID file for password resetting. I'll click no to that. Draw the unlock pattern first. System language, English Start wizard when device starts. Next. Time zone, London. I've updated the details. Let me click next. IP address wise, it's picked up the IP address from DHCP. And next to that. Next, we're at a point where we can enable remote access. We'll skip this for now. So if I just click next, we need to enter a verification code. So if I just make one up, if I click next now, server port, HTTP port, RTSP port, and some other bits and pieces you can configure here. Let's click next. Hard disk details here. You can select it and initialize it. Let's do that now. It will erase all data on the hard disk. That's completed. Let's click next. IP address details here. Next again. Continuous settings here, so you can amend them. So start all day continuous recording of all cameras. Yes to that. And motion detection. Start all day motion detection recording of all cameras. Yes to that. Okay to this. And there you go, we're up and running. As simple as that to get started, from plugging it in to getting it to a stage where it's usable. Okay, so now the system's set up, let's take a look around the options you have available. So coming up here, if I right click, you can see these options available at the top. So this is a single view, 4 camera view, 1+5 and 9 camera view there. Obviously it's not going to show 9, it's just to make it even. You'll only see 8 in here. Continuous record, you can amend that option here. Motion detection record, that can be amended. Then you've got playback coming in here. If I unlock, you can go to the recordings and playback what's been recorded on there. Now there's the option at the side for camera selection. If I come back from there, aux monitor, so it can be changed there. Output mode, you can see there, standard, bright, gentle, vivid. Add IP camera. So this will scan your network, and if you had any other cameras on there, you can add them in as well if they're on-with cameras. Previous screen, next screen, start auto switch. This is where it will flip between each of the cameras, and then coming over here, you've got the date and time on there. And a pin option, so if you didn't want it auto hiding, just click it and it'll just stay visible all the time. Now coming all the way across here, you've got the menu option. Playback, we've got normal smarts. If I click in there, you can see the cameras and the option we saw before. If I just double click the date, you can see what's been recorded. So you can see here where the normal event is, and in green it's smart. Coming back from there, then we have event going in here. You can see the cameras. If I do a search, and you can see the times of any events that have occurred on there. So if I play one of them, for instance, you can see me amending the camera and any movement going on. Coming back from there, so tag, cameras to select there, and a search option, and then external file. So you can plug in an external device and play the file off there. Now coming to port, so you can export normal or events. So this is just exporting footage that's on there. So if I go to normal, you can say these are the channels during these time frames, search, and anything gets found, you can just say select all, for instance, and export all. And then you can copy it onto any external device you have. And same applies for event. So any events that have been picked up, we can export those out as well. So now coming back from there, back again. Then you've got manual, so this is record and alarm. So if I go to record, you can see the channels here and you can see they're active. So the first 4 are active and the remaining 4 are off. So there's nothing connected on there. Recording by schedule, recording by manual operation. So here's where you can change the settings for things. Start all day continuous recording of all channels, yes to that. And settings on motion detection, yes to that. Then you go to alarm. No alarm outputs available. So that sort of option is not available on this system where it will initiate an alarm. Coming back, now we go to hard disk general. So you can see the hard disk and how much capacity is free on there. Coming in here, you've got mode and it's quota, and you can set a quota on the recordings of each camera. So looking over here, you can type a value in and then you can amend the next camera quota as well. So useful facility if you didn't want it filling up with too many recordings at a situation where, say for instance, it's pointing into your back garden, but you're more interested in getting more footage recording for the front. This is where you can do that. And that's quite an interesting option to have. I've not seen that on other systems so far. Coming back from there, then you have record, so schedule. So this is good. So you can set a schedule for continuous recording or motion detection, etc. So all the options are here for each camera. So you can see the cameras there. And again, if I just click edit, you can untick all day and you can set different values for different time periods here. So weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. So very granular amount of options available. Parameters wise, the stream qualities you're getting, and you can see the resolution set on there at the moment. Video quality, let's set to the highest. Looking in frame rate, You can see full frame at the moment, and then you can lower that down as well if you wanted to. Video encoding, so if I drop that down, you can go to a lower compression rate on this. Next, coming over to advanced, you can see an overwrite option, and that allows the footage to be overwritten. So if the capacity is full, it'll overwrite the oldest footage on there. Holiday, and you can disable it during certain periods. Coming back from here, then we've got camera, so camera here. Now coming in here, you can see a table showing all the cameras, and then you've got a status option to view a live feed on the camera. Do an update, so if you had a firmware to upgrade the system, you can do it via this. So if I click yes, just select the file and then it will apply it. Edit option, coming in here, you can see the details regarding the individual camera. Cancel to that. OSD, so these are the messages you see on the screen, so things like the date and time. So you can move them around, so even the camera names over here. So you can see I can move like so. Then you've got image, you can change the brightness, contrast and saturation. PTZ, there's no PTZ cameras available, hence that's not functioning. Motion, so this is good, so you can actually set a mask on an area. So if you said you didn't want to, for instance, see this part, only activity sensed here will be picked up. You can adjust sensitivity levels here as well. Coming into settings, you can set them for different cameras as well. Privacy mask, so for instance, if you're looking into your neighbor's garden, you can just set a privacy mask so nothing's seen there, so they get their privacy and you can pick up the areas you want to pick up. Video tampering, so coming in here, you can enable video tampering, the settings option there when you want it to be in effect, and sensitivity level. So if someone tries to tamper with the videos, then you will get alerted. And video loss, same thing again, you can enable that during a certain schedule if you wanted to, and it will alert you if video is lost. Back from there, configuration, general, and these are settings on there. So this is the output resolution at the moment on my monitor, and time zone details you can change. Network, so showing connectivity here. If I go to platform access, so this is where you'd configure it to run off your mobile phone. So you've got a QR code for the apps and a serial number for the system. So I'll show that a bit later on. PoE, coming over here, you can enable that if you wanted to. DDNS, if you needed that. You don't normally need this. This is only if you've got ports open on your router and you wanted to come in. Generally, it's not required. NTP service is a time service to keep your system up to date with the correct time. Email, so with this you can send email alerts out. You can see here different systems, so Gmail, Hotmail and Yahoo. NAT, so you can map a port to an external address and a particular port, and more settings, there are the details there. Coming to alarm, no alarm input or alarm output available. Live view, so in general you can see the output interface. Live view mode, dwell time, no switch, so you can say, let's set it to 5 seconds. So this is where it flips between the different screens. Click apply to that. View, so it looks like you can customize your view. So if I delete a camera, you can remove it from the view as well. So that's good, very customizable. And channel 0 encoding. Next, let's come to exceptions. Enable event hint settings, exception type. So these are events where if you wanted to be made aware there's a problem. So hard disk full, hard disk error, network disconnected, IP conflicted, illegal login, record exception, power over Ethernet, power overload. In this instance, you can set an audible warning if you wanted to. And coming to users, you can set up additional users if you wanted to here. Let's come back from here, go to maintenance, system info first of all, and looking in here, you've got the model, serial number and firmware version details plus verification code that are manually entered. Camera, all the cameras you've got, and record option. So it's a continuous record at the moment, and this is quite good, showing motions detected. And if I expand that, encoding parameters, it's continuously recording motion detected here and 2 continuous on this. Alarm, if there's any alarms, network details on this, and the hard disk info. Log information, and in here you can do a search through the log for these types of events. So if I click search for a moment, there you go. There's the times these events occurred. Back from there, import export, so you can import or export a config file. Upgrade, so this is if you wanted to upgrade the local system, so you can get a firmware image and upload it via here. Default, so restore defaults. Net detect, so this is network performance, and you can see on here there's a gigabit internet connection. Now looking in network detection and then network stats. Hard disk detect, again just details about the hard disk. which is good. You're getting some info here and even tells you if there's any sort of issues with it. Coming to system service, some details over here, IP camera activation, and that's it. Let's come back. Then we've got support, contact info. There's their support email address and FAQ. FAQ can be scanned in, so you can go straight to it. Finally, we've got logout, shutdown, and reboot. And that's all the options you have available on this. I've previously owned an ANNKE CCTV system before, a 1080p system, and I've always liked it, no issues with it. Now, coming over here, you can see there's been great advancements with things like the OS it's using and the options you have available. Next, let me show how to get this system working on your smartphone. So if I come to configuration, go to general, network, and then platform access. So now if I come over to my mobile phone, so I've got an Android phone here, open up the camera and we scan in the QR code for Android. Goes to the Play Store. This is the app we're after. I've already got it installed. So if I click open now, so once you come in, you'll be asked for credentials. So just set up an account if you haven't already got one, and then you'll be presented with this. So now to add in the system, if I click add device, and we need to scan in the QR code serial number for the device, which is on the screen. System's been added in. If I click add now, adding completed, click next to that. Next, I can rename the system. I'll call it ANNKE CCTV, click save to that. And there you go, as simple as that to get added in. And you can see the 4 cameras over here. If I click on one of them, stream opens up. Looking over here in settings, you've got playback, share, settings, and add to favorites. Clicking in settings, this is what you see available. Linked camera, you can link multiple cameras together. Notifications disabled. If notification is disabled, you will not receive any event information from the device. So that's push notification related. Coming down, storage status, okay, looking good. Device version, the details there. Image and video encryption is on. Configure DDNS, not required. And remote configuration. And then you've got finally delete device. Coming back from there, looking in here, you can go to playback and you can see here the continuous recording, and then in yellow, you've got the events that have happened. Coming back from there, clicking on here, share, so you can provide someone else access to this camera. Back from that, looking at the bottom, you've got basic, and if I flip over to HD, picture quality should improve. There you go, much better. Then you've got a microphone. This doesn't apply on this system because it's video only. Clicking here, you can zoom in, then you can take a snapshot. Moving this along, then you've got a record option. You can kick off a record, and that will record locally on your phone. If I click it again, it saved it. And then you've got PTZ option. Obviously this doesn't apply for this system. Coming in again, then you've got a pause, so you can pause the stream. Alarm output, so obviously that's not available on here. And clicking here, select noise reduction level. This doesn't apply either because there's no microphone on the camera. Coming back from here, looking in here, you've got a share option, so you can share the system with someone else. And looking in there, you've got the options relating to it. Coming back and looking down below, you've got notifications. So if any notifications came through, then you've got more pictures and videos. And this is the pictures and videos I've taken from my phone. Manage sharing options. Then you've got account management settings. Let's come in here, just showing the options available in there. You've got Wi-Fi settings. There's no Wi-Fi settings available on this. Obviously it's a wired-in system, so no requirement here. Let's come down. Floating live view, resume latest live feed, tablet mode, display channel 0, and auto download upgrade file. Okay, that's all we have in there. And then obviously a logout at the bottom. Looking at the top here, if I click there, you've got playback options on here. So if I click the system, start playback, and you can pick a time and it will play back. Okay, and back from there. Now recent live view, so if I click there, that's the live view. Clicking over here, we can add in the other cameras. That's it, that's all the cameras added in now. If I double click on one, there you go. And now turning it sideways, and now going to HD just to show what the quality is like. And there you go, very good. If I zoom in now, so this isn't an optical zoom, this is a digital zoom, to keep that in mind. So it's not going to be absolutely amazing, but still pretty good for what you're getting. So obviously a 4K camera, and obviously the resolution is very high on that, so you can zoom in pretty well compared to a 1080p system. Okay, coming back from there. So next, let's test out remote connectivity with this system. So you can see the camera's on. If I put my hand in front of it, you can see it appear. So now if I close off the app, turn off my Wi-Fi, let it connect to 4G, go back into the app, click on a camera, it's appeared. And there you go, you can see my hand appear in front of it. And it's as simple as that. Nothing to open up in terms of ports on your router or anything like that. Cloud-based connectivity, and performance-wise, if I move my hand, about a 1 second lag on there. So that's pretty impressive, works quite quickly, and surprisingly it is faster than going on your own Wi-Fi network. Next, let me show how to set up motion detection. So if we come to the NVR, go to configuration, network, platform access, first thing we need to confirm is it's online. So it's connecting via the cloud to their system. Coming back from there, going to camera, motion, got to ensure enable motion detection is ticked. Go to settings, linkage action, and notify surveillance center is also ticked. Once that's done, the NVR side is complete. Next, coming to our mobile phone, you can see at the bottom you got more. If I click on that, settings, and you can see there message push notification. Got to make sure that's on. Coming back from there, going to ANNKE Vision, settings over here, notification enabled, you can see, and receive events and push notifications is ticked. So now if I come out of the app, and now if I briefly put my hand in front of the camera, there you go. If we look up here, you can see ANNKE Vision motion detection alarm. If I click on that, it takes you to the motion detected, and I can hit playback. And there you go. You can see my hand just in front of that. So it works well, and you can see for yourself, performance isn't too bad either. Next, just to show the noise levels from the NVR. So ambient noise levels in the room when it's quiet is about 35.5 decibels. So if I go quiet now, so between 37 and 38 decibels we're seeing. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing and setup of this ANNKE CCTV system, power over Ethernet system, 4K picture quality, cameras are 8 megapixel each, comes with a pre-installed hard disk which is 2 terabytes. Functionality wise, very good. Simple to set up, has the ability to even mask out areas or even set motion detection on specific areas. Remote connectivity is there as well, together with push notifications, which I think is essential these days. So if you wanted to set a particular camera up to provide push notifications, you can do. So all in all, a great system. I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links. Hang around for the end cards. There'll be a playlist with more CCTV systems I've reviewed. Hit the like button if you've liked this video. Drop me a comment, let me know what you think of it. If you haven't liked the video, let me know why you haven't liked it. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.